Hi, I'm Left Wing Libertarian.
And I'm Anna from BeautyGirlsMom.com.
And this is our Getting Ready for Christmas episode.
Getting ready for Christmas. We are not close to ready for Christmas.
If we were, we'd be festooned in Christmas sweaters.
We would, instead of dogs. We are festooned in dogs at the moment.
Although we are in winter sweatshirts because it is getting cold. It is fall. Someone turned the heater on.
I did. It's cold. It's cold in the house. Had to have heat.
So, it's Christmas at IKEA. I have video of that.
Yeah, it is Christmas at pretty much every store around us.
Christmas at Costco.
Costco has their Christmas stuff out. IKEA has their whole Christmas display out. The stores are getting their Christmas things out. So it's time to turn our attention to our most favorite time to visit Walt Disney World, which is Christmas.
Obviously, we're going to say any day of the year.
That too. That's our second favorite time to go.
Okay.
Second most favorite time.
Christmas crowds.
Yeah, they're there. There's no two ways about it. The theme parks will be crowded. You may encounter closed theme parks because the Magic Kingdom, especially Christmas Day, Christmas Eve, they can fill to capacity. They will turn guests away. It's done on a tiered system, so they don't just slap a sign up that says no more guests can enter. There's a system to it so that they gradually stop allowing crowds through the gates. But you have to be prepared for that. You have the option to make your Fast Pass Plus reservations ahead of time. You
Now, a
definitely
Fast
want to
Pass
do that.
reservation won't get you through the turnstiles if it's closed.
It will not. You're still going to have to be there early, but you're going to want to be there early anyway. To make the most of your day there, you want to try and get there at rope drop if you can.
Well, that brings up a question. What about the candlelight processional and the fear of EPCOT closing? Because the candlelight is late in the day.
Well, it's multiple times during the day, so you could get there, eat dinner early or eat lunch and do the early candlelight. But yes,
But don't book the 8 o'clock candlelight and show up at 6 o'clock.
Yeah, if you're going to make any kind of dining reservations during Christmas week, which is the week really between Christmas Eve and New Year's Day, if you're going to go to any of the theme parks, having a dining reservation does not get you in the gate. Having a Fast Pass reservation does not get you in the gate. Having a dining package for Candlelight Processional will not get you in the gate.
Now, what about a room key that says, key to the world that says I'm staying on property?
Well, that will get you in the gate longer, but it will not necessarily get you in the gate. Because again, it's a tiered system.
Okay.
So.
All right, so we're talking about the crowds. Now, the special events that occur during the Christmas season are the Jolly Holidays?
No.
No.
And we used to love that, I know. And now we have to tell people what the Jolly Holidays
Yes, for those of you who don't know what the Jolly Holidays is, if you've ever ridden the monorail or been at the Contemporary, you see a big, huge building right next to it, and you think, wow, what is ever held in there? What was held in there was conventions and the Jolly Holidays holiday party. It was a sit-down dinner with a show. I mean, really, you could call it a sit-down dinner and a stage show because they performed at different stages around the show, around the theater. Santa Claus rode in with a reindeer. It was a great opportunity for pictures. It was a great day as a cast member to go also because it was part of the holiday ticket season. It really was a wonderful event, and it was always seemed to be very busy.
It was. I don't think there were many years we went. It was family style, and the tables were round tables. So, if you did not fill a round table with your family, you were seated with other people, other families. I don't think we ever went any year and did not share our table with someone.
Always had a great time.
Always had a great time, but that's what I mean. It's not like there were empty tables ever when we went. And it was a huge production. I mean, there was music, there were characters, there was singing and dancing, and it was just very festive and a big holiday production. It was a lot of fun. We always enjoyed it. That is
the only thing we've ever gone to at the convention center at the Contemporary.
Yeah, well, that unfortunately is no longer there. So we've just dedicated all that time to something people will not be able to see. However,
Flashback Friday. Memory Monday.
Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, which is similar to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. You'll be able to see the Christmas parade, Christmas themed shows, characters dressed up in their Christmas outfits, their Christmas finery.
Hot cocoa and cookies.
Hot cocoa and cookies.
Snowflakes,
absolutely.
It snows on Main Street, USA.
And it's just a really good time. The parade ends much like the Macy's Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade with Santa bringing up the rear. You can make it a point to visit Santa Claus while you're there.
Now, this is a special event, so it does require an extra ticket.
Requires an extra ticket.
Or it requires only your ticket, because if you buy it and you just go for that event, you don't need to use a park ticket to get in to that park, to the Magic Kingdom.
You need a ticket for the party.
Yes. But if I choose that day to go to EPCOT, I use my park ticket at EPCOT if I don't have a park hopper, and then I use my special event ticket to go to the Christmas party.
I don't want people to get confused. You need a ticket for Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party.
Well, if it's confusing me, you should explain it to everybody.
Okay, you need a separate ticket for Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. Your regular theme park tickets, it doesn't matter whether you have an extra day on your ticket or you have a park hopper pass, you do not get into the Magic Kingdom that night unless you have a Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party ticket.
And if you go to the Magic Kingdom that day, there is a period of time where they will start funneling you out the door if you don't have an event ticket.
They do. They start shuffling people out the door. They will check you for your ticket before you go in. You can usually start arriving for the party at 4 o'clock. Not guaranteed. Your ticket time will say 7 o'clock, but they generally let people start arriving at 4. And they will not let you on an attraction or anything like that unless you have the party.
Now, there is no fast pass for that, but the lines are a lot shorter.
The lines are shorter because the crowds are smaller. There's the control crowd. But Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party doesn't take place Christmas week. So it's over and done with usually a couple days before Christmas. I think this past year it was over, like the December 18th was the last night. So by the time the crowds start to get really huge, the theme parks are staying open late to accommodate the regular Christmas visitors. You won't see Very Merry Christmas Party. But in the days leading from Halloween, the end of Halloween up until Christmas, you will see Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. And it's fun. It's well worth spending the extra money to go to, especially if you have a down day where you want to take the kids to the park, or you can go visit Santa Claus at Downtown Disney, do a little Christmas shopping. You want to spend the day doing something away from the theme parks, and then go into the park with your hard ticket at 4 o'clock. And
we have a wonderful picture of one of our children at Downtown Disney.
We do. It's like our Norman Rockwell Santa picture. It's the one and only. There are screaming kids in almost every other Santa picture that we have, but that one was just, it was just perfect.
We've actually posted it several times and people have asked if it's fake.
Yeah, they have. Because it's perfect. It's just the most awesome Santa picture. Not that we're biased, because, our kids are wonderful.
So, if I go to MGM Studios?
Disney's Hollywood Studios.
Disney's Hollywood. They change these things all the time.
I haven't changed it in a really long time, but yeah, go ahead.
You can go see the Osborne lights.
The Osborne Spectacle of Dancing Lights. Included with your theme park admission. There is no special ticket for that, and that is just a sight to behold. If you need to be put in the Christmas spirit, that's the way to do it.
Now that has changed over the years. Like, it's gone from lights to LED lights. Mm-hmm. The shows have gotten more. They really never throw lights away. They just keep adding more and more to it.
They do. I mean, some of the favorites from the very beginning are still there. You'll still see it. Beautiful nativity scene that they have there. Do you want to tell the background of how the lights came to be there, or?
My actual favorite part of the background story is you should go see the Osborne lights during the day. And that will remind you, when you see those things on YouTube with somebody with a house all decorated with the dancing lights, why you don't actually do it. Because it looks wonderful at night when you can't see the wires. But during the day, when you can see the wires, it is quite a sight to behold, and a bit of an engineering feat.
It really is. So anyhow, the background on the Osborne Spectacle of the Dancing Lights was Jennings Osborne, who was from Arkansas.
Crazy guy with the lights and wires.
I don't think he was a crazy guy. It was festive. He used to decorate his home in tens of thousands of lights to make his daughter happy. It was a happy thing.
Neighbors complained.
Neighbors complained. Nasty, grinchy, scroogey old neighbors complained.
So he bought the houses of the neighbors to create a buffer.
Bought the houses, but
and then
the rest of the neighborhood still complained that there was
traffic.
Too much traffic. The lights were annoying. It was just too much for the people. So Disney offered to take over the show, pretty much, and take the lights to used to be Residential Street, which you don't see them on Residential Street anymore. You see them on New York Street, but the display has grown. It's gotten, it went from still lights to now dancing lights. They play music. The lights go on and off to the theme. And it's just, snow is falling. It's very festive.
Those 3 girls that sing.
What 3 girls?
Those 3 girls that sing the 1940s and 50s style Christmas carols.
Where is that?
At the Osborne Lights. Yeah, they sang like the 50s, 40s style Christmas songs. I'll find a picture of it and post it. You'll see it.
Okay.
And you'll be like, oh yeah, I remember that.
Okay.
I don't remember the songs they sang, but they're there.
So,
Well, that's a
EPCOT.
lot about the Osborne Lights. So let's move on to that's
EPCOT.
EPCOT.
One of our favorite holiday traditions is the candlelight processional at EPCOT.
Okay.
We
Now,
have always enjoyed it.
I have discussed a separate episode with us listing every year the candlelight processionals run since we've been going, to kind of go down the list of everybody that we've seen, the people that we loved, the one that we hated, which shall not be mentioned.
The one that you hated.
Yes.
So for those of you that are not familiar, the candlelight processional is basically a classic retelling of the story of the Nativity, the birth
Wait,
of
should
Jesus.
I get my robe and candles for us to talk about this?
I think we're good.
Because I have a candle to hold the robe.
Do we?
Yeah.
I think we're good.
Okay.
So it is a classic retelling of the story of the birth of Jesus. And the story is told by a celebrity narrator, and they are accompanied by a huge choir, a wonderful orchestra.
And that one most important person who's on stage,
Who?
that lady over there to
The
the
lady
far.
with the drums.
The lady over to the far right. Not the drums. She's there with like 26 different instruments.
You love her.
Including the one scene where she goes.
Yeah, you love her.
Hey, talent. You got to reward talent where it's there to recognize it.
You can do the candlelight processional on your EPCOT ticket. You do
Yes.
not need to pay extra to see the candlelight. However,
You do need to book it in advance.
if you want the dining package that includes priority admission to the candlelight processional, you do have to book that in advance.
Now you can just show up and try and get standing room only.
You can.
Or
There
you could
will-
just stand outside of it and just stand there.
There will be a standby line, and there will be a line for people that have the dinner packages. The dinner package doesn't give you a reserved seat. What it gives you is dinner at one of the restaurants and priority admission. So before they start letting those standby guests into the theater, they deplete the line of dinner package guests, which usually ensures you get a seat closer to the stage.
And this is nothing new. I mean, if you're going to a certain show, that's the time they'll book you at dinner or lunch.
Yeah, if
And
you're going to the earliest show, you'll have a lunch reservation. The later shows, you'll do the dinner reservation.
And they know to get you through the restaurant quickly, so it's not like they're, they let you know, they hand you your tickets.
They
and stuff,
do,
and-
they do. They try to make it well. And again, with the timing, that you have to go to lunch if you're going to the earliest show. The latest time you can go to lunch is 2:30, and the show is 5ish. So there should be plenty of time for you to have a nice meal and go and.
Yeah,
get
if you're
into
going to the
line.
7 o'clock show, you're not going to get a 6:30 dinner reservation. It's, it's made sure that you have enough time to enjoy your meal. You're not rushed.
You're not rushed, but it really is the best way to see it because you don't have to stake out a spot in the standby line. It goes right through New Year's Eve. So all of Christmas week when the park is really busy, you really want to have a dinner package if you can get one.
Which means 2 things. There are a lot of times to see it, but every show really is different.
Every show is different. The narrator, most of the time the celebrity narrators are there for 2 or 3 nights. You'll see celebrities this year coming up. Neil Patrick Harris is there. Whoopi Goldberg will be there. I mean, these are not Dancing with the Stars D-list celebrities. You are seeing,
Famous from How I Met
A-list.
Your Mother and famous from working the bar in Star Trek Next Generation.
Yeah, that's the only thing Whoopi Goldberg is famous for. You do see, though, A-list celebrities. Some of them, from Christian music, country music. We've seen Trace Adkins, Broadway. We've seen celebrities from every walks of life.
Now the list comes out and sometimes it changes, but not. If there's somebody that's your favorite or somebody that you might not want to see, you can tweak your schedule a little bit. You have some time.
Yeah, you
But
can.
again, you got to book early though.
Yeah, book as soon as you know that you're going to be going. If you look at the schedule and you see that, for the night that you originally wanted to go, there's a celebrity there that because we don't know very much about the world of Christian music, and we have booked on a night where there was a Christian music performer, but 2 nights earlier was Trace Adkins. So we were able to change our reservation and go a couple nights earlier. Everybody doesn't have that option, especially if you're only going for a day or you're just there for, maybe 2 days. might be the same narrator, but it doesn't matter. The show itself is
Here's
spectacular.
my viewpoint, though. If you're going to see a Christmas show with a Christian narrator, you're not getting anything because you expect that that's what they do all the time. The excuse me, the father from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, who is not a Christian minister or anything, he gave a wonderful event with show, dancing. He was entertaining.
Yeah, and I think over the years that's been the most entertaining for us, is to see the different spin the celebrity narrators put on. Almost all of them give some kind of a little talk at the end.
We've heard about people having children, just had a child, somebody just got married. For the candlelight processional, if you are not a devout Christian, can you still go?
Absolutely. Again, it is the story of Christ's birth, so it is a Christian themed show. But the music is phenomenal. The singing is awesome. And it is fun to hear, your favorite celebrity. I would love, we have not done it yet, I would love to go see Neil Patrick Harris. I did love James Avery, who was the father from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. He has since passed away, but he was so into the performance. I mean, not only did he read well, but when the choir was singing, he literally...
Edward James Olmos, muy excelente.
Yeah, but I mean, he had a gleeful look on his face. He was enjoying being up there.
That meant he gave it in English and Spanish. He was really...
Edward James almost did incorporate some Spanish language into his presentation.
We've seen somebody give the presentation in sign language.
Marlee Matlin usually performs. We've seen Rita Moreno, who's famous from TV, Broadway. She's done everything. You didn't like her so much because at the end she gave a very political message.
Half the people in the crowd were ready to stand up and leave. It was that bad.
But by the same token, a couple years ago we saw Gary Sinise, who gave his own political message at the end about, supporting the troops and, the Wounded Warrior Project. It was a different spin than Rita Moreno gave. You didn't have any problem with Gary Sinise, I'm just saying. Not that everybody shouldn't be supporting the troops, but you definitely didn't mind that message as much as you minded Rita Moreno's, get those
different.
people
Don't
out of
confuse
there.
the two. The two are not on the same spoon when it came to the message they were given there. It was very different.
So also available...
So that's the candlelight.
That's the candlelight. Also at EPCOT, which they've done every year, is Holidays Around the World. Still, with adult children, I do not have pictures of my daughters with all of these Santa or holiday icons from around the world. But you
It requires some effort.
It does. You can go from country to country around the World Showcase and hear a story of the holiday traditions in each of the different
Now,
countries.
it's not just Santa, because you go to Canada and you see Lumberjack Santa. And then you go to the next one over, which is the UK, and you see a traditional Santa. And then you go to France and you see Père Noël.
Yeah, Father Christmas, Père Noël, but again, it is
And you
not
go to
just
Italy
Santa.
and you see La Befana.
La Befana.
Benfana, Bonfana.
Befana.
Befana.
La Befana. The Monkey King in China. The Three Wise Men in Mexico. So you do see different holiday icons from around the world. So it's educational. It's interesting to listen to the stories.
It broadens your mind that there are different cultures around the world.
It does.
Good for your children to do. Makes for fun pictures.
It does.
If you can go around and see all of them, it makes for an excellent collage on your Christmas calendar to give to your grandparents.
It does. We've never been able to do it.
No.
But yeah, it absolutely does. EPCOT is one of probably my favorite park at Christmas. I really just enjoy the whole atmosphere. I love the tree there. It's just...
EPCOT is a great place to bring your camera, your actual real camera, not your smartphone. And when you go to the picture stops, ask some of the cast members to give you some photo tips in some of the different pictures. You've learned things like how to take night pictures of Christmas tree lights there.
Yeah. And they're always very good at helping. And they will take your camera for you, not even their camera. They will take your camera and do pictures of your family.
And do daggle settings and hand it back to you and say, here you go, try this.
So they're very helpful, which is nice around the holidays. But let's talk about resort hopping real quick, because that's another big part of Christmas at Walt Disney World for us. We don't do the morning till night.
The parks are so busy that you have to stay one room in each night. You got a resort hop.
No, but because we've been often at Christmas time. We don't necessarily go to do the theme parks from morning till night. We might go in the parks for a little while during the day, and then we do other things in the afternoon. But one of the big things that we like to do is go from resort to resort. Each resort is going to be decorated based on the theme of that resort.
By the way, each resort is decorated by the resort staff and its people. It's not decorated by like Bob and Mary and they decorate everywhere exactly the same. So it's not
No,
only...
these are not cookie cutter decorations. When you go to the Grand Floridian, you're going to see a Victorian themed Christmas tree.
Yeah.
Wilderness Lodge, you're going to get rustic Christmas decorations. You know, beautiful wreaths, beautiful tree, but with a more rustic feel to it.
You know, you could watch some special on Christmas on the ABC's 25 Days of Christmas or something and see this on TV or see how they make it or see the warehouse they store it in. But when you actually go in person and you get to see it and you take pictures of the kids around it and you do things. Now at this point, I'm going to show you a picture of every resort and our children in front of the main entrance at every resort. Here we go. Okay, there it is. Now, why do we not have these pictures?
We do have some of these pictures.
No, why do we not have them all?
Why?
Well, because we go around and enjoy the park.
Well, yeah, we do. I mean, we've taken pictures of the kids in front of the Christmas trees, but really, I mean, you go and you're just for me, I'm in such awe of the fabulous decorations, the theme of the decorations, how they come up with everything different every year, you know, for each resort. You'll see pretty much the same decorations, but I mean, just the fact that you can go from the Victorian theme at the Grand Floridian to a very contemporary Christmas tree at the Contemporary to you know, a Christmas tree at Old Key West that's going to have a very beachy Florida feel to it. Yeah. So it's different everywhere you go.
So don't forget to have a good time while you're out there taking
Have a good time. Don't worry about getting every single picture. But there are special things at some of the resorts that you don't want to miss. The lobby of the Grand Floridian has a life-size gingerbread house in there where you can purchase some delicious gingerbread treats.
Roasted chestnuts as you walk into the Grand.
Roasted chestnuts as you walk in. You can look for Richard at the Grand Floridian, who is the most charming elderly gentleman. He's in his 80s. He greets everybody at the Grand Floridian, and I don't know.
Poses for many pictures.
Poses for pictures, and it just seems to me that Christmas time is his thing. He is just in all his glory. He's giving roasted chestnuts out to people. He's just a wonderful, wonderful
And he's
person.
decked out in spats and everything. I mean,
He definitely, you know, he's in his uniform. He's in his costume. But he's
stage.
just wonderful. Say hello to Richard. You can't miss him. He's fabulous. But you'll see other things. Chocolate carousel at a resort. You'll see gingerbread houses, you know, at some of the other resorts.
Now
Not
this isn't just
life-size.
drive by the entrance. It also means go inside the resorts and go look at the shops because all the shop windows are decorated also.
Yeah, I mean, you will find Christmas in just about every corner of the Disney resort, so you definitely want to do that.
So it's worth taking a walk around, and you never know, that may be the resort that you stay at next time.
It might be. So what is your favorite holiday tradition when we go to Walt Disney World?
Do I have one?
Do you have one?
I don't have a favorite ice cream, so I don't know if I have a favorite holiday. I mean, other than the roasted chestnuts.
Yeah, you kind of love visiting the Grand
cookie,
Floridian.
you know, the tea.
That's my favorite. That's what I was just
I think the
gonna
thing
say.
with the tea is that we have girls.
Yeah.
And one of the things that we've done with the girls for Christmas is we take down their Christmas dress.
Yeah.
And, you know, we give them the opportunity of, do you want to get dressed up and go to tea? And they always, you know, jump at the chance to get dressed up and go to tea in a nice, pretty dress. And, you know, we're not forcing them to do it. It's not, here's your dress, get into it, get out, we need a picture. It's always, look, we're going to tea. Do you want to stay comfortable or do you want to get dressed out? It's always, I want to get dressed.
Yeah, and
we've had
it's,
some wonderful pictures. And
we've usually tried to do it on our first day there. We'll book an early in the day flight. We get down there, we skip lunch.
which means take the dress with you on board. Don't pack it.
Yeah, we put the dress in our carry-on bags or the dresses. We get down there, we check into our room, and we do tea right around 3 o'clock, 3:30. And
What's that tea that we like there? The something.
something.
Yeah.
You mean the tea flavor?
Yeah.
I like the Eros tea.
The Arrows tea.
It's just delicious.
Get
but
the fancy thing that comes with the champagne and the cheese and stuff because it's a splurge.
there
You
are
share it
different-
with everybody.
there are different
Tea packages.
sets that you can order.
Yeah.
You can just get tea and scones or tea and, you know, strawberries and cream, or you can do a whole, you know, with tea sandwiches and, you know, like you said, the potted shrimp and things like that.
If you don't know tea etiquette, it's not like you can't go. It's
No,
still
absolutely
casual
not.
dining.
And you don't have to be dressed. You don't have to be all in a Christmas dress. We just do that with our kids because really it's the one time during the year that we can get them all three in dresses. You know, they don't mind all dressing up to go to tea. They like going. We like sitting around, and it kind of eases us into, you know, in a very calm, casual way into our Christmas festivities.
Now, candlelight processional is something you do to cover Christmas Eve.
We've always done Christmas.
Because, excuse me, that allows you to do things like book dinner at the Rose and Crown.
Yes.
Yes. Which lets you celebrate Christmas with them.
Now you can't say that's going to happen because it doesn't happen everywhere. But we have been.
They might change it or something.
We've been to the Rose and Crown or some of the other restaurants in World Showcase when midnight strikes on Christmas Eve
in their
and
home
it's
country.
Christmas in their home country.
Yeah, spontaneous Christmas celebration. Erupts.
Yeah, I mean they go around especially because most of them are young kids and they're visiting from the UK or from France or wherever, and they're far from their families. So when their home countries turn midnight, wherever you are in the World Showcase, they might burst out into spontaneous Merry Christmas, Happy Christmas, all those things. It's just a festive place.
It's a wonderful thing to catch it when it happens. Don't look for it. Don't expect it to happen. If it does, it's a wonderful thing to be a part of.
Yeah.
I would say though my favorite restaurant at Christmas would be Christmas dinner at Artist Point.
We so love that.
Because that is just the epitome of Christmas up at the cabin in Maine, sort of. The cabin, the Wilderness Lodge, all the look and feel of it.
It's just a very homey, with the big fireplace and the rocking chairs, and the dinner there is always fabulous. And the cast members that come out there on Christmas and they manage to paint smiles on their faces and they're nice to your family, even though they probably would rather be home with their own families. It's a wonderful place to be on Christmas. So brave the crowds. Don't worry so much about what you are going to see or what you're going to miss.
Funny thing about crowd is, have we ever actually had a crowd at Artist Point? I don't think we have.
Well, we try to go early for dinner. We try not to book a dinner too late because it's still Christmas. The kids are up early. Yep. We don't bring all of our gifts down there, but it's still Christmas and they get up early and they want to do stuff. So
you don't have to have Christmas dinner in your room with a pizza. You can have a wonderful dinner.
There are wonderful options for Christmas dinner. So definitely recommend it. So don't let the crowd scare you. There are still rooms available during Christmas week. Again, as we talked about on our last video with Thanksgiving, hit or miss with some of the resorts, but you will still find rooms available. There are still dining reservations to be had for Christmas week. And if you are totally out of ideas as to what to get your children for a Christmas gift, what better gift under the tree than to let them know that they'll be going to Walt Disney World. And Seamus, you are not going to Walt Disney World for Christmas.
We're going to the cat kennel for the week while we're gone.
So this is Anna from beautygirlsmom.com.
Can we, I can't edit this. That will gross people to know that you did that.
Get a man.
Okay. So, in summary, there's still rooms available. Book quickly.
Still rooms available, but do book quickly. There are still dining reservations to be had Christmas week, so you won't starve, and plenty of counter service locations, even if you can't get into the restaurants that you want to get into. Great fun, wonderful way to spend your Christmas vacation. Great Christmas gift for your children. Stick that under the tree on Christmas morning. Have them open up a box that is their packed suitcase or some kind of hint that they're going to Disney World. Hop in the car and just go. It's a wonderful, wonderful holiday experience.
All right, so we will see you next time.
See you real soon.
And you are?
I am Anna from Beauty Girls Mom.
And they should?
They should subscribe if they would like to continue to see our videos.
And where do they subscribe?
Little button down there.
Okay.
Check it out.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.